Hey YouTube, it's Joel McLaughlin here, Life in Ohio podcast. Got some really good comments on yesterday's video about serving God, so I want to continue to talk a little bit about that. I'm not a pastor, at least I don't think I am, at least not yet anyway, but I want to talk a little bit more about serving God, because it's really important to serve God, not just on Sundays, but every day. A lot of people think, well, do I have to go to church to serve God? Not really. I mean, you can do little things that make an impact. I want to tell a story here about one day I work from home. Back then it was an occasionally, now it's every day. In fact, I'm going to start work here in a few minutes. Anyway, one day I went out for lunch. There's a Burger King nearby here. I kind of like to eat Burger King every once in a while. I don't know why. It was my first job, so maybe that's why. I don't know. Anyway, and while I was there, and it was a cold day. It was like a winter day. And my wife was home, so I was getting lunch for both of us. Okay. And as I was driving to work, there's a CVS on the corner. Or not to work, I mean Burger King. Okay. Sorry, I'm a little bit nervous here. Anyway, as I was driving to Burger King to go get my lunch, right in the corner there was a couple standing there. And it was cold, man. I mean, they were both there shivering. You can tell it. Their clothes were, kind of tattered. It was obvious to me that they were either homeless or really bad off and need some help. Alright? And, we see these kinds of people all the time. I mean, all the time we see these kinds of people. And, I was going through the drive-thru. Because I was going to bring lunch back home so that I can eat and, work while I eat. Something I don't really recommend, but something I end up doing every day. Anyway, as I was in the drive-thru, I heard myself ordering another meal, and I pulled in the parking lot, and I was ordering it in hopes that this couple that was standing on the corner was still there, and I pull up into the parking lot right beside them, and I get out of the car, walk up to them. They say, "I'm sorry this isn't that much, but you guys look like you were cold and hungry, and I thought I'd go ahead and at least get you a meal that you guys can share together. It's not much, I know, but this is not just from me, it's from God, because God told me to do this." The woman kind of broke down in tears. She was really, really overwhelmed by it all. And they both thanked me profusely, and I said, "Hey, I gotta go, but God bless you today, and hopefully things will start to be better for you. Even if this is all I can do for you." I blessed them because God told me to, and in that blessing, it blessed myself as well. In that, not only doing things for people will help you feel good, but that wasn't really why I did it. I didn't want to feel good. I wanted to help them. I wanted to show them God's love. And this didn't involve going to a church to serve people. This didn't involve going to a mission to help people. This is just from my heart. And these people, I don't know if they went on to become saved. I've never seen them again. But I planted a seed, and that's really important. And it's a huge way on how you can go and help God. There's all sorts of ways that you can serve God without having to actually be involved in an official ministry or even going to a church. How important is it to serve people? Okay, now if I can get my tablet to cooperate here. All right, it must be pretty important to serve people if even Jesus did this. Now, Jesus, there's many stories in the Bible about where Jesus, he helped feed 5,000 and so on and so forth. But the one that always gets me here is in John 13, starts in verse 2. And this is right around the time of the Passover feast, really right around this time of year. It says, and this is in the NIV, by the way, Jesus washes his disciples' feet here. So the evening meal was in progress, and the devil had already prompted Judas, the son of Simon Iscariot, to betray Jesus. Jesus knew the Father had put things under his power, that he had come from God and was returning to God. So he got up from the meal. He took off his outer clothing and wrapped a towel around his waist. After that, he poured water into the basin and began to wash the disciples' feet, drying them with the towel that was wrapped around him. He came to Simon Peter, who said to him, "Lord, are you going to wash my feet?" Jesus replied, "You do not realize now what I'm doing, but later you will understand." I almost dropped things here. Okay. So think about this. Peter's like, "You're Jesus. Why are you doing this? Why are you washing my feet? You don't have to do this." All right. So Jesus, he said, "You don't realize what I'm doing, but later you will understand." And Peter said, "No, you're not going to wash my feet." He said, "No," said Peter, "you should never wash my feet." Jesus answered, "Unless I wash you, you have no part with me." Then Simon Peter responded, "Then, Lord," Simon Peter replied, "not just my feet, but my hands, my head as well." And it continues, it says, when he had finished washing their feet, he put on his clothes, returned to his place. "Do you understand what I have done for you?" he asked them. "You call me teacher and Lord, and rightly so, for that is what I am. Now that I, your Lord and teacher, have washed your feet, you should also wash one another's feet. I have set you an example that you should do as I have done for you. Very truly I tell you, no servant is greater than his master, nor is a messenger greater than the one who sent him. Now that you know these things, you will be blessed if you do them." So here, serving people was so uber important that even Jesus did it. If that's not a reason on why you should serve God and why you should serve people, I don't know what is. Now, even if you're not a Christian, you should do these kinds of things anyway. I mean, you look at all these people that are on the side of the road, they're hungry, people who are down on their luck and stuff like that. And a lot of people think, well, if I give this guy $5, he's just gonna go spend it on booze. I'm thinking, well, that's not really kind of where Jesus would be. I think Jesus would have gave that bum on the corner $5, even if Jesus knew that he was going to spend it on something he shouldn't. Because to be honest here, that part is not really between that person you gave the money to and you. It's between him and God. And when you give him the money, of course, you say, "Hey, this is a blessing. I'm blessing you this because I'm giving you this because God told me to." Sorry for kind of repeating myself there, but so often we drive past these people on the side of the roads, or, for example, somebody asks for $5 or a couple dollars so they can get bus fare or something like that, and we don't do it because of what we think they might do with it, or because we think they're just trying to scam us. And I don't think Jesus would have been like that. So it's one of those things where I think the world has kind of messed us up with that regard. So anyway, go out today, serve Jesus. Be nice to someone. Maybe if you're in a drive-through and somebody's behind you, go ahead and offer and tell the person, hey, I want to pay for this guy's meal or whatever. You don't even have to talk to these people directly when you serve God. You don't know what blessing that you will pass along. You don't know what's going to happen to that person, but God knows. So anyway, to boil it down, this has gone on way longer than I wanted it to, but to boil it down, serve God not just because you feel like you have to. Serve God and people because you want to. Because that's what we should all want to do. We should all want to help people out, right? Anyway, hey, thanks for watching. Hopefully get some value out of this, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.